Hey guys, Rex here, and welcome back to the SMB server. And as you can probably see just by looking here, a ton of stuff has been going on the SMB server. And yeah, I've been trying a couple projects, and I've been trying to record an episode, but I don't know, it just hasn't been working out. So I haven't been able to record an episode for a long time. And originally what I was thinking of doing at the beginning of each episode, oh my goodness, there's a big tower of emerald blocks there. um, anyways, I was thinking of giving you a tiny little world tour of just the new things that have been happening at the start of each episode, but we are definitely not going to have time for that. That's going to take a huge amount of time away from our actual project for the episode. So I think I'm just going to have dedicated world tour episodes, maybe every 5 or something. For my Let's Play, it's going to be once every 10, but this is a server, so stuff happens when I'm not here. So we might have to do it every 5. But, yeah, so I'm not going to show you what's been going on, although we have so many, it's like ridiculous the amount of stuff that's going on. As you can see, there's a Titan there coming together, and you can probably see that it's built out of prismarine. I don't know, you might be able to tell from here. But as a result, we had to make a guardian farm. So we have a pretty mental guardian farm. Not as mental as the Zuma's, because his is pretty, but it's pretty huge. Thanks Zintac for doing that. Zintac probably has the most time out of anyone here to play on the server, so he has taken on actually the task of building the Titan as well. So he's doing a lot of extremely useful stuff for the server. But today, what are we going to be working on? We are going to be working on an item elevator system and just the sorting system in general for our ship. Now, originally, I think I said this last episode, but I was going to use a nether item transport system where the items go through a portal and then come out in the ship back in the overworld, but I tested that out and I don't think it's going. Well, yeah, I tested it out, and it is not working. It's just not working because the nether chunks need to be loaded. And I think I tested it in an earlier version, and it worked, or something. I don't know. From something, I got the impression that it was going to work, but it obviously doesn't. And yeah, Skizzleman needs a ton of lapis for a project that he's building. So yeah, we're all sort of working on trying to get lapis for him, because he needs a ton of it. I'm not going to show you what he's working on. It's over there. But nobody knows what it is. Only me and him actually know what it is right now because he told me. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a competition thing. Oh yeah, I should probably tell you the score. So I just want to, yeah, the one thing I'm going to update you on is the score. So it is now tied actually 4-4 because I think last time there was a stream we did 2 competitions, and we did a nether Abba caving and a Who the Minecraft Gods Favor, which was, we just did that with the nether quartz that they got, and the gold team won both, so now it's tied. So we're going to need to really step up our game if we want to stay in the lead, well, which we aren't right now. Yeah, they also have the relic, which they will not have for long if one of them comes on and picks it up, because I do not like when they have the relic, and the gold team members can testify to that, because if they come on and I'm on and they have the relic, they die. Anyways, let's get to work on this item elevator system. Oh yes, I didn't even tell you what I was going to do. So we are going to be doing, instead of the nether tunnel, we are going to be doing just a glass item elevator that goes right up into the ship. And I'm not going to put any beacons through it, because normally that's something that you would do with glass item elevators, is put beacons. But I'm not going to put any beacons because I do not want the ship looking like it has lasers piercing the ship, because that would just not look cool. So I'm going to get working on that, and I will see you when I've done a little bit of work. Alright, progress has been made. As you can see, I have a glass item elevator going all the way up to the ship, and I'm not actually going to move my screen above this point because Graf has made some progress on the ship that she does not want anyone to show yet, and it is, I'll just tell you that it is looking fantastic. Some of the stuff that she's been doing inside the ship has just been really cool. Unlike anything I could do, because I'm just not that creative with layouts and things like that. But anyways, this is the item elevator here. Now, we've got the stained glass here and the stained glass panes to make it look more round. They sort of look derpy because they render strangely, but I think it looks pretty good. As well, I obviously haven't done it all the way up because I don't actually know where the bottom of the ship is going to be, so I will be working on the hull in the future. That's one of the reasons, by the way, I'm not making SMB episodes as often as single player, because I do a lot of work off camera. So yeah, let's just take a look at this. We have the 4 chests here. We just dumped the sugarcane in. We're obviously probably going to hook it up to farms and things, and then we can see that they get launched up. I don't know why it's doing that. That's strange. I thought I hooked it up. I tried to hook it up so that it dispenses at the same rate as the... Oh, it's because this repeater is powering that one there. Maybe I'll swap it around. Maybe if I take that and put it there, and that and put it there. There, now it spits the items out. No it doesn't. Maybe I need to increase it. I want it to spit the items out. No, that's definitely too fast. Maybe I'll just keep it there. I want it to spit the items out at the same rate so it doesn't go click, 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 stop, click, 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 stop, click, 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 stop. So it just spits them out at a constant rate so we can put more in. I'll just dump all the sugarcane in here because we've got plenty of that. And as you can see, it just goes right the way up and then stops rendering after a while. And then we can actually go up into the ship. Let's do that right now. I'm going to have to try hard here not to spoil Graf's stuff. Or the nether hub that's actually going up right there. And here we are. I'm just going to look straight down. Hopefully I don't spoil anything. I probably will though, and I'll have to re-record this clip if I do. Okay. Alright, I'm here. Let's not spoil anything. Okay, yeah, as you can see, I've been doing a tiny bit of work. Mobbin actually finished the sorter here. So it now is, you know, the other side is done. We're going to be working on that this episode, putting in the actual filters and stuff. Well, not putting in the filters. I started putting in the filters here. As you can see, there's all the food down here. There's a couple missing because we have like no pigs anywhere, or rabbits. And then we've got some ores, and over here we've got the wood. And then, yeah, we haven't put in the actual filters, but we're going to be hooking up all the hopper chains that connect them all together this episode. And as you can see, our sugarcane is coming up the tube here. And then we can pick it up if we want. Yeah, currently it doesn't go anywhere, but I just think that is really cool. I might have a chunk loader or something to automatically do this, but I think this is super cool. I just find it cool how we can stick items in and it will come all the way up here and just automatically get sorted like that. I just find that really, really cool. So yeah, that's the item elevator. If you want to know how it works, it's this super simple glass item elevator design with a fence that I'm sure everyone knows by now, and if you don't know how to build it, then I'm not going to explain it. You're going to need to find it somewhere else because I just don't, I find it really hard to explain. But yeah, I'm going to keep working on this and maybe hook it up to, maybe just figure out how this room is going to work, because I'm not exactly sure how this room is going to work, so, or just where the bulk storage is going to be, or the other stuff that doesn't get sorted, like the non-stackable items. I'm not sure where those are going to be, so I'll do some thinking about that, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done. No! Okay, so as you probably noticed from that little rage clip there, a creeper actually came in here and exploded this whole area here, and some of these chests and items were flying everywhere, and it sucked. So I just went ahead and did a ton of work on this thing, and I ended up half-slabbing pretty much the entire thing because I was so annoyed that mobs kept coming in here. This whole place, by the way, is a death trap. Like, mobs spawn so frequently in here, it's going to be tough to get the lighting right. But yeah, as you can see, there's half slabs everywhere, so now this entire build should be spawn proof, because they can't spawn on comparators or chests, so I didn't put half slabs there, but other than that, it should be spawn proof. I think. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully it is. Anyways, I've also added the hoppers on top. So let's get up here. On top of this terrible scaffolding that Mobbin made, even though my previous scaffolding was perfectly fine, and I don't know why he needed to make this. We have, how am I going to get up here? Let's just put a netherrack right there. That doesn't help, does it? Okay, let's go here. And I have put in the item train bit, where the set of hoppers that the items flow across. Now, the items are going to obviously come up the item elevator and then come along this hopper chain here. And then they're going to sort of veer off this way, and then this one here, the emerald blocks are not going to stay here. I'm just using them to denote where the inputs and things are. So this is the first hopper in the chain, or the one on the other side. It doesn't really matter at this point. And then once it gets in there, it's going to go along underneath these furnaces. And you might be wondering, why on earth do I have furnaces here? And I might have mentioned it early in the video, I don't remember. But we have them so that the hoppers do not have to constantly check for an item entity above them. So if you have a couple hoppers doing that, it's not a big deal, which is why I don't have the furnaces on all of them. But then for these large amount of hoppers here going across, I have the furnaces on top so that the hoppers, because the furnace is a tile entity, it's a container, so the hopper, in order to do anything, it's going to wait for a tile entity update instead of constantly having to check for an item entity above it, and that's going to significantly reduce the load on the server. So basically the item's going to go across underneath the furnaces, and it's going to be picked up by any of these hoppers if the item is right, if it finds its place in those sorters, and then it's going to go down one, and then it's going to continue all the way back over here, and then it's going to, I'm just going to hop down here, it's going to go down that emerald, I'm going to hop down some more, that emerald path there, there's some hoppers back there, maybe you can see them, and then it's going to go along in through there, and then let's go back around so you can see. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. They were going to come up to there, and for some reason I did not hook it up for the last one. I don't even know why, I just forgot. But then they will go to that hopper right there, and then flow all the way back down to this side, over here. And then they will end up at that emerald block. Now the other side here is exactly the same. So what's going to happen after it hits there is it's going to go up either another one of those glass item elevators, or it's going to go up a dropper item elevator, because the dropper ones are noisy and they're a pain to build and they're slow. So I'm probably going to end up using the glass design. It's going to go back up and then over the top again and then back down. So that way it's not going to interfere with any building that we might want to do here. And then it's going to go in that one except on the opposite side. And then it's going to go and then go and then go and then go down that thing that I forgot to put, and then it's going to end up here. And then after it's gotten to here, remember, I don't know if I said, I think I said this in the last episode, episode 2. The overflow, like this system here has built-in overflow protection, but the overflow will essentially not go into the sorter. It will continue down the line until it reaches the end. Now, it's going to be mixed in with all of the items that are, for example, non-stackable, that do not get sorted into the sorters, or items like beacons, or you know, that type of item that is rare, so we're obviously not going to have a sorter for it, or just items that we don't have space for, because this obviously has a limited amount of space in it. So all that stuff is going to come through here. And then the next thing we want to do after that is sort out the items that we're going to be storing in bulk, like any items that's fully automatically done. So probably sugarcane will have a bulk storage for. As you can see, we have a large supply of that. We will probably have a bulk storage for things like cobblestone, maybe not dirt, because there's already 3 double chests for each item that's in this storage unit. But items like I don't know, the guardian drops, for example. Maybe probably clay, maybe. We might have, for things like wool, we might have a sorter that just sorts all the colors into one bin. I don't even know what we're going to do for that, or we'll just have them all get dumped out at the end. But basically, that, yeah, right after it comes out here, we want to pull out all the items that we're going to store in bulk, because that way, then all the rest of the items will hopefully be just the important overflows, so the overflows where it's not a bulk item like cobblestone, and the non-stack up items and items that do not have a sorter in here. So once again, I am going to do some more work. I'm going to actually finish putting the hopper chains at the back that I completely forgot. I'm probably going to make this place look a little bit spiffier from the back, maybe add some proper scaffolding so that we can easily... Oh, was that fall damage? I guess it was. Anyways, I'm going to add some proper scaffolding so we can come back here and just... ooh, what are these doing in here? Where was that? Here? Yeah, we can actually come back here and put in all of the filters without having it to... so it's not much of a hassle to put the item filters in, because we might want to swap those around and stuff. And yeah, just deciding where these things go is a pain in the butt. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep working, and I'll get back to you when I'm done a little bit more. So, since my last cut, I have done a couple things. I have finished wiring up these, or not wiring up, I should say, connecting up these hopper chains here. So now at the back, we have got these little ones running down the side there. I've also built the little trim on the end here. And I made it a little nicer by adding these half slabs. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So it looks a little bit more round now, like it's supposed to. And as well, what have I done? I removed some of the scaffolding, and I'm going to still have to build the proper scaffolding. As you can see, Graf is here, and she is putting in a bunch of the items here, which is going to be a real help, because I cannot stand doing this. It just bugs me too much when stuff isn't in the... just isn't in like a perfect order. It is a pain though, because in SMP you have to be really close to an item frame to actually place the item in it, and Graf actually figured that out the hard way, same way that I did, where you just place a block. You right click on the item frame and then it just places a block on top of it, and then it pops off and then you can't find it, and it's really annoying. But as you can see, you actually have to build up if you want to reach like the higher ones, which is really annoying. Yeah, but what I did what else did I do? Can't even remember what I did. Oh yes, nope, can't remember what I did. Other than just tidy the place up. And yeah, I think that's all I did. I tidied the place up, finished hooking up the item things here, and so the last thing we have to do is hook up this hopper chain here. So let's get some netherrack, and let's start pillaring up here. Let's grab these, they're bugging me. And let's... Actually, this is not the last thing we have to do now that I think about it. So we have to hook it up to this hopper here. So let's put a hopper there, and then let's just go across like this. There. There, there, and one more on the top there. And then let's get rid of all this. Okay, so now if all the item filters get put in, now Graf right now is just putting the items in the item frames. I can go back and put the items in the filters later, because, you know, we want to be able to move these around and stuff. I should also tell her to craft extra of those items so that we can put them in, but it won't be too much of a hassle for me to craft more of them, as long as I know where they go. So the last thing actually we have to do is make the dropper elevator. So actually the glass item elevator. That's probably the last thing we're going to do this episode, is make another glass item elevator that comes out of that hopper and puts it in there, like I said. So this thing will be all connected up afterwards. Uh-oh. Yeah, we were gonna put the blocks all on this side and the items all on this side. Uh-oh. Alright, well, I'll help her put it on the other side then. But yeah, like I said, we are all done the hooking up the sorting system except for that one last item elevator. So I'm going to help Graph out for a little bit, and then I'm going to get right to that, and then I'll see you when I'm done. Alright, would you look at that? The sorter is now pretty much complete. We only have a couple things left to add, and that being the bulk storage and the leftover processing. So I did help Graph a bit with this item placement here. Yeah, like I said before, it is a pain. Even to when you punch like the items out of the item frame, sometimes they go up there and they get stuck, and it's just, yeah, it's just a pain. So I really like the way she organized them here, with the blocks and then the stairs and the slabs, and then the variants sort of up there, because it can be a little bit of a pain because the variants, the different block types have different numbers of variants. For example, stone bricks have 3 variants other than the normal one. Sandstone has 2 variants other than the normal one. Quartz has 2 variants other than the normal one. Nether brick has 0 variants, and brick has 0 variants, that kind of thing. So I guess we're just lining them up all up there. Yeah, so we've done that, and I have put in this glass item elevator here. So once the items are actually done, they've come through this item chain here, they go into this dropper, and then that's attached to a little bit of a funny clock. So basically, when the dropper has items in it, it's going to activate this comparator, which yeah, sorry, I was just checking the chat there. Which powers this redstone, and then underneath, it's gonna power the block here, and then that's gonna power that repeater. It's facing this way. You can't really see it too well. And it's gonna power this redstone dots, which is gonna power the dropper. So it's gonna spit the item out, but at the same time, it's because the dropper's powered and it's a solid block, it's gonna power this hopper. So it can't actually spit, or the hopper cannot feed another item into this dropper until the dropper has already shot one. So that way, basically, a comparator just basically going back into the dropper acts as a clock because it prevents a new item from coming in. So the comparator has to go on and off and on and off. And then it just goes around here into this item elevator, which is that same design that I've used down at the bottom there. And then it goes up, 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 and just across through that little ice channel there, and then over into that area. So I would like to give this thing a test. Now, obviously, since we don't have the sorters, the item sorters done yet, if I put an item up through there, it's only going to make it to about there. So I want to test this little bit here. So let's put some items in the dropper, and then let's see how this thing, if this thing works. I haven't actually tested the whole system yet. So how are we going to do this? Let's just chuck them in. Another rack in there. Alright, and it's going up, and it's going up. And let's see here. And they are all traversing the ice path very, very quickly here, and all going into this hopper, just like intended, and this thing is going to break if I don't start pulling them out soon. It's already breaking. Ah, well. I'm just gonna continue to pull this out. Actually, that's gonna be a pain in the butt. Can I, like, power this or something? Or break it? Maybe I'll break it. Oh, that seems to be it. Yeah, so that is the system. But unfortunately, that is all the time I have for this. Oh dear, that was a big lag spike right there. That is all the time I have for this episode. So we did get quite a bit done. We half-slabbed the thing so no monsters will spawn. We actually hooked up all the hopper chains, added some furnaces to reduce lag. One thing I didn't mention before is I did put some half slabs back in there and up at the top just to make it a little more seamless there, so you can't see all the inner workings. We made it, just cleaned up this area a bit, added some items in there, and added this glass item elevator and this glass item elevator to get the items up from the ground. So hopefully by next episode we'll have it in working condition. So we'll have done all the sorters. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button. It really means a lot to us YouTubers, even though we always say that in our videos. It actually does mean a lot to us when you guys like the video. And please follow me on Twitter at NanoRexMC for more updates. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Rex out.